Welcome to a special edition of Life in the Fast Lane with myself and Matt Tift. Man, dude, you called me. I was late. All this is my fault. We were supposed to go on at like 2:40. It's 2:52. Matt's been giving me hell ever since then. But I get it, man. I was late. It was my bad. Totally unprofessional. Do you forgive me? I feel horrible.
It's almost like you're going to take the Browns to the Super Bowl and you never showed up.
Damn. Ouch. That's the ref's fault. I watched your video. I seen that video you did.
Oh, no. I meant the sarcastic type. You know,
Yeah.
You're sitting on the toilet.
Yeah, no. I got your joke. I knew what you were saying.
Sometimes you don't. I just want to make sure you know.
Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't get the jokes. You're right. So
Well,
special.
Keith gave me crap. You gave me crap for being a minute late last week, and you're 17 late today. So
we're counting. That's the thing. We're counting. I get it.
I'm 16 to the good right now, bud.
16 to the good. I like that. All right, man. This is a special podcast. It was my fault, though. I do apologize. But this is a special podcast we're doing because you have a lot going on. Well, I honestly have a lot going on this week and next week. And all for the good, though. Nothing bad. This has been a good week for, I think, everybody, honestly. I think we've all had just I think we had a good time. I was in North Carolina with you. That was super fun, man. You showed me around. You were an awesome host. And it was just, we just had such a good time. And, you know, I got to have a chance to talk with you a little bit and kind of see your personal side outside of, like, the movie and, you know, Hillis's podcast. And I think we had a lot of fun. What say you? What did you think about the week?
No, it was cool. We got to shoot a bunch of funny stuff. Some things will be coming out over the next few months. But I wanted to ask you because I get to show Keith around our race shop. I storage in where I have my old race cars and things like that. So Keith is, you know, like a lot of people don't know too much about NASCAR. So it's always kind of fun for me to show people around, you know, what NASCAR is behind the scenes. So it was kind of neat to answer all those questions. But Keith, I want you to share. So Keith got to sit in one of our race cars, and I kind of wanted you to share with our people on here what that was like, because, you know, as a driver, I'm used to it. I know what it's like. But for someone who knows, let's face it, knew nothing about NASCAR before a few months ago, and, you know, really didn't understand much of the sport. What was that like for you? And I guess what's your opinion of stuff now? And still never been to a race, but just from the shop and sitting in the car experiences last week, what was that like for you?
So like you said, I had no idea. Like what, you know, I'm like the people who did lightheartedly make fun of NASCAR. Okay, like there's a lot of people out there that do it as like a joke. Do you know what I mean? But you know, we say, oh, it's just left turns, left turns. But you let me sit in one of the race cars, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it was after I had to like squeeze my body through a window hole, and then fit my body into a chair that was just so uncomfortable, dude. Like absolutely uncomfortable. I really got to see what the driver sees, like what you see when you're driving at. How fast do you guys go? I mean, what's the average speed?
I mean, the top speed we'll go is about 200 miles per hour, which is essentially a football field every second.
Yeah, exactly, which is nuts. So I got to see exactly what you guys see when you're just flying going at a football field every 2 seconds, whatever. I got to see it, and I will be honest, 100% honest with you. It was a surreal moment for me to get to see this kind of stuff, to get to see your race shop, to get to see all that was awesome. It really was. I got to see a side of it that like 0.1% get, you know, of people actually get to see. You get to see the inside workings of what you do, not only as an owner, but as a driver. And it was something that, like, after talking with you for a long time now, you know what I mean? We've been chatting and we do lighthearted stuff, but I have so much more respect for what NASCAR drivers, have to go through and what their training regimens are and what they have to do to prepare. You're talking about sitting in that car where you can't see anything. I mean, you really can't. The windshield is small. You can't see a damn thing. And it's crazy that you're doing that at whatever miles an hour, trying not to wreck, trying to do what you have to do. And it was just like, again, it was just a super surreal moment to get to see it. I guess it would be the equivalent to, you know, me putting on Hillis's old uniform and watching a linebacker come at me or whatever. It was that kind of, it's that kind of surreal moment. So watching and listening to what you get to do and watching you be in your element was something that I don't think really a lot of people honestly get to see. I don't think, you make videos and stuff, which is awesome. You are super active on social media, well, which helps, you know what I mean? Helps the average fan try to get a piece of what Matt Tifft is, or a piece of what Live Fast is, or whatever. But I'm telling you, like, I got to experience something that changed my mind about a lot of different things, about how I'm going to – because I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be watching races now. I'm going to be seeing how you get to – when you have a chance to sit in the driver's seat, and you get the ability to go, oh, my God, talk about just doing just left turns. It's funny to laugh about. I want to see somebody do left turns when they can't see and they're in 145 degrees and they had to take a piss. Like, it's just not going to happen. This is not an average sport that I don't think people give enough respect to. And now I do. Now I give enough respect. You changed my mind, and I am a fan of the sport. I never thought I would say that, but I am a fan of the sport, and getting a chance to be involved, like you've allowed me to be involved. I mean, you let me see a lot of stuff that a lot of people have never, ever had a chance to see, and I'm telling you, there is so much more that goes on into racing that the average person will never, ever know, and it's a shame. And I'm glad you make your videos that you do so people can see the inside workings and your personality at that. You know what I mean? Like, I know you personally. A lot of people don't, and it's a shame because you're a good dude, man.
Oh, thank you. No, it's cool for me because, in the NASCAR world, there's a lot of stereotypes. There's a lot of misconceptions about the sport. But, at the end of the day, I think what's cool for a lot of people that get to sit in the cockpit of a NASCAR is you're really in the belly of a dragon. It's not comfortable. It's a lot of metal. There's a lot of roll cages. You can't see anything. The headrest is right above you. And I was telling Keith, you got to imagine he's sitting there in a T-shirt and shorts. Imagine sitting in there with a full fire suit. You got 7 seatbelts on, your Hans device, your helmet, your gloves, your shoes, and it's 145 degrees. And on top of that, you got 39 cars around you with the air literally moving the cars. I mean, it's something that, like you said, is something that a lot of people don't get to experience that I hope they do. One cool thing, we're not sponsored by them or anything, but if you ever get the chance, go to the NASCAR Hall of Fame here in Charlotte. It's a really cool museum. You can sit inside a race car and kind of get the feel of what that is like, what Keith got to experience with us. But the cool thing about it is,
where'd you go?
Like Keith was saying, there's a lot of things people don't really know or realize. Oh, am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Sorry. I think there's a lot of things you're good, that people don't know. So I'm going to start trying to do a little bit better job of showing some little behind the scenes videos and clips and stuff of trying to explain NASCAR to people. So I think that'll be pretty neat to do and, try to answer some people's questions about racing that they may not know.
Well, the show, and we've talked about this before, there's a lot that goes on into it that people don't know, but you as a social media influencer, because that's honestly that's what you are. You have the ability to connect with fans in a way that I don't think a lot of athletes or people of your I guess stardom is a good word, don't get to, they don't really put themselves out there like you do. And you put yourself out there a lot. And it's not just, it's not just all racing that you talk about. You have your own personality. You have your own vision, which is, pretty awesome when you think about it. So for you to be able to do the show, get things going, get everything ready, it's super awesome to see you do these things and connect with fans on a more personal level, which is kind of why we were talking about doing the podcast in the first place, was to not just talk about racing, but to talk about movies, current events, pop culture, music, to get people to understand that we're people too.
Yeah, for sure. I think we coined a little name out of here about those videos we're going to make. So stay tuned for NASCAR Tifbits.
I love the fact that it's
inside
called
the sport.
Tifbits. Tyler made an awesome intro for that too, by the way. So
sweet.
We do little Tifbits, and then I'll try to do like little bits too because I know a lot about racing. In fact, I was told that I had met the minimum requirements to become a racer because I got the NASCAR Heat game.
Self-proclaimed minimum requirements. Actually, speaking of NASCAR Heat, this is one of the coolest moments I've had in my life yesterday, actually. So I'm at the shop and just doing some little things here and there on a Saturday, just getting ready for Daytona, getting some merch out there. By the way, go to teamlivefast.com, go pick up your merchandise. But it was really cool because I didn't realize we're going to yesterday. but I see our Daytona 500 car rolling outside. And so I went outside to join the guys. And I've seen race cars start up a million times. Like, that's nothing new to me.
Sure.
But it was really, really cool. We started up the motor yesterday. We had our tuner working on it out there just to fire up for the first time. And again, I've seen race cars fire up a million times, but that was probably one of the coolest moments of my life. I've been a driver. I've been in the Daytona 500. I've raced in the NASCAR Cup Series. But something about seeing your own car and being a team owner and seeing that thing fire up for the first time, I had goosebumps. It was a top 5 moment in my life for sure. And that was really, really neat because I wasn't expecting it. I didn't know it was planned, anything like that. It's because I was slightly off schedule with what they were doing. So that was a really, really cool moment because all of a sudden it was just 10 months of work and stress and just every day grinding out and some stuff. To have that moment yesterday with a trailer getting wrapped, it was just super, super cool. And it's, again, one of the top 5 moments of my life. I'd have to say that it's like, wow, this is real. And I'm sure business owners have that in any respect, but that was badass. That was really, really cool. I won't forget it.
Well, and that's it's different. You know what I mean? Because now you're in charge of it. It's you. This is your face. This is your baby. This is everything. And now it's one of those surreal moments. You know what I mean? When you get to just like when I open up a laptop and we get ready to do a show and the first show we did or whatever, it becomes a surreal moment. It becomes awesome. I mean, mine's on a much lesser scale than yours, but it's still an awesome, it's like one of those things where you're never ever going to forget it. So live with it, live life in the fast lane, right?
Live fast. Hashtag live fast.
I like that. Hashtag live fast. So what do you want to get into, man? We got a lot we could talk about. It's Super Bowl Sunday. I'm stuck here doing a podcast instead of getting ready for stuff, but that's okay. I don't mind. I don't work for you, but that's okay.
You'll see a lot of that for some reason. I keep on thinking Keith works for me, and he will not agree to that, but you'll see more of that later.
Hold on, I got to take a phone call for you.
Yeah, thanks.
No problem. So what do you want to jump into, man?
Well, today is don't know if we can say that. Big, large bowl Sunday, mega bowl, mega millions Sunday. I don't know. Can we say super dish Sunday? I don't know the legalities of this, Keith.
It's the Super Bowl.
Okay, cool. We can say it. It's the Super Bowl.
No, I don't know if we can say it or not either, but I'm not going to not say it. Stupid.
Okay, well, we're going to say it. And the reason I said that the way I did is because I'm so pumped up because one of my favorite
You're freezing, Matt. What are you doing? Check your internet connection.
movies ever, Wayne's World. They are in the Super Bowl commercials tonight.
Wayne's World is in the Super Bowl commercial? What are they doing?
Come on. They're doing their Wayne's World skit again. So I've seen a couple previews online, but that was one of the things they talked about on there. But I love Wayne's World, love everything about it. So I'm pumped to see them in the Super Bowl commercials because we were talking about the other week, like we didn't know if Super Bowl commercials this year were going to be good, bad. Some people watched literally just for the commercials. So now that we got Wayne's World, I think they had Cardi B joining them, which I didn't really see that one coming. But I think she's a rapper.
I don't know. Sounds like
she might. Maybe she did a song with Eminem. I don't know, Keith. That's the only person you ever know.
No, you don't bring Eminem involved in this. Keep him out of it.
Why?
Because I like Eminem. I don't know who what is it? Cardi B?
Yeah, chocolate hazelnut or pretzel M&Ms?
Peanut. I like peanut M&Ms.
I don't remember that being a song of theirs.
I don't remember hazelnut being a song of theirs.
Yeah, that's weird. Maybe Fudge Brownie was that their record label?
Fudge Brownie. Fudge. Okay. All right. Peter FB Albert label. Says Matt is so cute.
Well, thank you. I think Keith actually typed that in there.
No, I really didn't. It's the comment. Peter Albert. Matt is so cute.
I appreciate that, Keith, and you just keep the compliments coming. I know that that's your alias, but that's okay.
I tried, Peter. I tried to help you out. Edward Gold says, hello, Matt. The Gold family misses you.
What's up, Mr. Gold? I miss you guys too. It's been a little bit. Hope you're all doing good. Yeah, they were. I went to school with Dan, his son. We were really good buddies. He's my groomsman at my wedding. One of my best friends. So, hope you all are doing good.
Right. Okay. So, question.
Yes.
Big question. Super Bowl Sunday. The Browns aren't in it. I watched your rant about why the Browns aren't in it, and I actually do believe you. So, is this a big game? Like, do you care? Do you care who wins? Like, is this something that you're going to go to a Super Bowl party more for the appetizers and food than you are to actually watch the game?
Because of the matchup this year, I'm actually super pumped for the Super Bowl. I I think it's super that Tom Brady is in it again, which I know you don't like.
Tom Brady. Will you quit saying I don't like him? God.
It's okay, Keith. It's okay to admit it. The first step is admitting it.
I love him. I love him.
You do not. You do not. You do not like Tom Brady. It's okay. Just put it out there. It's fine.
I love Tom Brady.
I'm gonna get you a shirt that says that.
I'm still waiting for for the other shirt.
I shipped it yesterday. Anyways,
I shipped it yesterday.
I'm excited because I think this is really, it could be a changing of the guard game, but you got to look at the NFL in the last couple decades, right? So Tom Brady never should have been, starting quarterback. We all know his story, the little, puny picture of him from Michigan going into the combine, all that stuff, becomes, the GOAT. And what I think is cool about this is we see now the Patriots, they suck. I know they got a lot of cap space, but we see maybe it wasn't Bill Belichick. Maybe people came to play for Tom Brady. Maybe that was the Patriot way, was the Tom Brady way, because he picks up any, random team and all of a sudden picks the Buccaneers in Tampa Bay and makes it to the Super Bowl, by the way, in Tampa Bay. But what's cool to me is the Kansas City Chiefs, the reigning Super Bowl champs, coming into this. Patrick Mahomes, one of the most incredible players to watch. I mean, just absolutely phenomenal to watch. Travis Kelce, Cleveland guy in there. I know we hate the Browns. They knocked off the Browns, but you got to respect the Chiefs. I mean, it's a great team. But I think what's cool about it is this is probably one of the last great pocket passers, like standard traditional pocket passers that will be in a normal working system compared to what Kansas City is doing, compared to what trick plays and other people are doing. I think that's what's kind of a cool storyline about this Super Bowl is it's really kind of old school what the Bucs do. Obviously, their defense is great, but there's a lot of people that, Le'Veon Bell, or I think it's someone else, but Antonio Brown. That was
what happened?
No, but Antonio Brown being back in there. Not that I like Antonio Brown, but just people in there that really, I don't think would have thought that they got another chance at the Super Bowl. I think it's a last chance for a lot of people. So I'd like to see them do well. I'm pulling for the Bucs, but we'll see what happens.
So you're pulling for the Bucs. I'm going for KC.
Yep.
And it's not that I don't like Tom Brady. I like Tom Brady. I think it's just the only thing is. Oh, hold on. Let's go back to what you said like 5 seconds ago. He took a random team and went to the Super Bowl. Was Belichick the best coach, or was it really Tom Brady that did it? And I think you have to look at what happened and go, man, dude, it was Tom Brady. It was Tom Brady the whole time. It was. I mean, of course, you have other things around them. He had weapons and weapons and weapons, but if you look at honestly how it kind of like coincides, it's almost like, yeah, dude, Belichick was just there for the ride, and Tom Brady was the actual general, and he did take a random team to the Super Bowl. It's insane. Ed Kirk says, "Hey Matt, watching from Hinckley, Ohio."
Represent. I like it. Go Buzzards.
So I mean, it's all it's. I like Tom Brady. I do. I think he's the GOAT. I think he's the best. I just don't want him to win right now. I want Mahomes to take it. I do. I guess it's because they beat us, and they did beat us not in a good way. It was. I watched your rant. You're dead on. Your rant was 100% dead on. I don't know, man. If we're gonna get beat, I want the team to beat us to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. No. Well, they did go to the Super Bowl.
Win the Super Bowl. The big game.
What's interesting to me is Tom Brady has 6 Super Bowl rings, right? Mm-hmm. So he is going for his 7th. Something interesting in sports, I don't know why, but Jimmy Johnson, NASCAR, 7 championships. Dale Earnhardt, 7 championships. Richard Petty, 7 championships. Tom Brady, potentially 7 championships. What in the world is up with sports and 7 championships?
Lucky number, man.
I guess, but why can nobody go to 8?
I can't.
It's weird.
That's a good question.
Like, it's kind of strange.
That is actually like a really good question. I don't know.
That should be a 30 for 30 piece.
A 30 for 30. We'll make it. We'll do one of them. We'll make it.
Okay,
Don't give HBO
we can do it.
anything, or
Need
ESPN
cinematography and a
anything.
lot of approvals from NFL Productions and NASCAR Productions, and we'll make it happen.
I don't need to do any of that. We could talk about whatever we want. I don't need permission from anybody to say anything.
I was talking about making a movie scene out of it, or
If you want to do that, then yes. But you have those connections. I don't. Hillis might have some. We might be able to get him to do something if I can get him to answer his phone.
That's a fair point. Yeah. In case you don't know who we're talking about, that's Peyton Hillis, former Madden cover athlete and friend of ours, former Browns player. And the way we all got connected was Peyton. He was on Twitter. Me and Joe Thomas were talking, and Peyton joined in the conversation. All of a sudden, Peyton, myself, and Keith are joined up on a podcast as a guest. Then all of a sudden, we're doing podcasts together. I'm in a movie with these guys, and here we are today.
Isn't it weird how life works out? I mean, in all honesty.
Yeah. Stuffing Keith in a race car and doing TikToks on a boat.
Hey, dude, that was fun. You can't tell me that
No, that was a lot of fun.
TikToks on a boat wasn't absolutely fantastic. I mean,
In the middle of, I guess not January, but in the middle of February.
right? We were free. It was just as cold as when we had to bury you in the ground for the movie.
No, that was way worse. Way worse. You know that.
That is true.
You definitely know that.
At least your boat has heating. Like, it has like
That's
little
true.
heating vents. So I mean, like, I wasn't dying the whole time.
Yeah. We did not have heating on set, but that's okay.
No, we
You
didn't.
gotta take one for the team.
So who do you have winning it all? You have Tampa winning it all?
No, I have KC winning it, but I want the Bucks to win.
Yeah, yep. I mean, I have Kansas City winning it all, which means Brady's gonna win. See, whatever I want, it's always the opposite. I'm from Cleveland, so I try not to root for other cities because I know exactly what's gonna happen. I feel bad because then I curse them. So
Yeah,
I don't know if I should say I want anybody to win and just watch the game and eat fajitas.
Well, but you know what, though? We say that, but the Browns did win a playoff game this year, and we thought we would had the curse there to not even win a playoff game. So we did do that. So, I mean, it must be lightning, the curse. Somebody talked to a witch. It's getting better.
Someone talked to a witch, Joe Boo.
Yeah.
Should we do it?
Oh, maybe it was Joe Boo. I got to bring him on the show. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
He's in-
I forgot about it too, to be honest with you.
We should do that.
So we're actually going to be doing something kind of cool for this show too, just because we have gone into the thick of it now. The show is lasting. The show is here to stay. And it's always those first like couple episodes where you're trying to like judge it. Are we going to keep doing it? Is it going to stay the same format? What are the lifelong plans for it? And we've had a lot of conversation about what we're going to do with the podcast. We're going to be bringing a lot of people on. We're going to be doing a lot of things on social media with it to get the fans to interact. That's the whole point of it, is to get the fans to have some fun with it. So we're going to kind of do like a get to know everybody type of thing. Just because we've been doing it for a while and it's not going anywhere, so you might as well get to know me and Matt. So that way you guys can interact with us the best way you guys can. You know what I mean? And that's through our social media. That's through our Patreon. That's through all that. And if we can get enough fans to interact with us, then we know that we're doing a good job, and every show keeps growing, and I think that's the most important part of it. We did a special live show today just because of how busy you are, next week and the following week after that. So we basically wanted to make sure that we still had it archived and we still had some fan interaction, because that's the whole point of the show. We could have done a pre-record, but I don't think it would have made any sense, because then we wouldn't have been able to look in the comments and chat like with Peter or Ed or really any of them to have a chance to get to know us. So let's take a quick break, and when we come back, I think we'll kind of dive into what me and Matt are, who we are, and what we hope to accomplish and what we have going on, because we do have a lot of stuff going on outside of the podcast that we're going to try to bring in, into the podcast and try to let you guys see things that normally you wouldn't see. So let's take a quick break. While we're on break, why don't you guys follow us on Twitter at KeithMeiger1 and at Matt_Tift. Go to our Patreon at LITFL. Check out the Patreon. We need some subscribers for that so we can start pumping out some other videos and stuff. And we are going to have a merch store up here very, very soon that we're going to want you guys to kind of promote and stuff. Share the page, share all that. I know we're asking a lot, but definitely go to the Patreon and check that out and be a subscriber to the Patreon, as well as at KeithMeiger1 and at Matt _Tift. We'll be right back, guys, for the special edition of Life in the Fast Lane with Matt Tift and myself. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the special edition of the Life in the Fast Lane show. How about that Super Bowl, Keith?
It was good. It was a good Super. Oh, we haven't watched it yet. I'm sorry.
But this is Tuesday when this re-airs. I thought we watched.
I thought it was great. The 3 interceptions that Brady threw were awful, but I mean, it's all right.
Well, he repeated like he did the NFC Championship of the 3 picks, but maybe they won, maybe they didn't. We don't know. This was aired on Sunday. If you're watching this back on Tuesday, sorry.
Brian Mike says in the chat room, fun fact, Brady's career began a year before a current U.S. congressman and former NFL player played varsity football in high school. That is kind of a fun fact. A Brian fact. I like that. We'll add that to the show.
Which congressman?
I don't know. I have no idea. I didn't look at it.
Brian, hook us up. Which congressman?
Brian, tell us what the congressman is.
Please,
Scott,
Brian. We need help.
Well, Scott Hedrick says in the chat, hey, Matt, watching in Cocoa Beach, Florida, not far from Ron John's.
Very cool. Yeah, we've had a couple of awesome Ron John sponsored cars over the year. But yeah, if you drop by there, tell them I said hey.
Really?
Yeah. So Keith,
yeah, mm-hmm.
I want to ask you about something here,
sure, because
you know a thing or two about love. How about Aaron Rodgers?
A thing or two about what about Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers is now allegedly engaged to Shailene Woodley, the actress. How does Aaron Rodgers date everybody? And I mean everybody, gets engaged to everybody, it seems like, but can never finish. It's like his playoff career. Like he can do great through the whole regular season. All of a sudden, he gets to the playoffs and just like, what's up with him?
Dude, that was kind of a big jab.
I mean, I like Aaron Rodgers. That's what I don't understand. Like, why? It's different person, different head coach, different wide receiver. Nothing works.
Matt, I think that now you're talking about marriage here. You're talking about this guy getting engaged. Is he going to fumble it? I mean, what's going to happen?
I don't really think Aaron Rodgers fumbles much, but
I don't know. We should look that stat up. I feel like
you should. Well, I feel like he was like the original scrambler before all the other guys came in. He's not as fast as he once was. But
you think he was? You don't think Vic was the original scrambler?
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. You're right. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, come on. You're dating.
My bad.
Yourself.
My bad.
You're dating yourself.
I don't know how I forgot Vic in that conversation. That's my bad. I guess he was probably in jail when I was watching.
Oh my god. Wow, dude.
To be fair, he was.
You're on like some fire today.
Well, I drank a Diet Coke at lunch. I got some caffeine.
Not yet a sponsor.
Not yet a sponsor. Unpaid.
We should probably get Diet Coke to sponsor since we all have to.
Actually, I am sponsored by Celsius Energy Drinks, so that would be, I don't know, because it's soft drink. I don't know. Anyways.
I don't know how that works. Maybe I shouldn't be drinking a Red Bull?
Well, you know what, Keith? Talking about dietary things, I'm going to bring us in about the Pope.
What about the Pope?
You told me the story about the Pope and his diabetes.
So he's got diabetes, right? And this is an issue because I have diabetes. And you don't have diabetes, but you have to watch your sugar. And I think everybody has to watch their sugar anyways. I mean, honestly, the amount of intake that there's a reason why we are like super obese in this country. We feed ourselves with sugar or chemical sugar. Like, let's be honest, sugar-free Red Bull is not good for you. Like, it's just not. It doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, it's not healthy for me. But I use it. I utilize it. I have to. Huh?
It tastes good.
Yeah, it does. It tastes great. But, so he's got diabetes. The reason this is a kind of a big issue, and he's got to lose like 4 pounds, is because they'll probably force him out if he doesn't get healthy. Do you know what I mean?
Wait, did you say the Pope will lose his job if he doesn't lose 4 pounds? What is this, Victoria's Secret?
Possibly. Could you see the Pope walking down a catwalk? I wouldn't mind seeing that. I think it would be funny. Real quick, Brian Mike says, sorry, the congressman that would be sellout, Anthony Gonzalez.
Okay. Wait. He was the tight end for the Falcons, Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah, I don't know this guy. I don't pay attention. Brian Rowe asks, will this be an offensive or a defensive game?
I think it's going to have to be, well, for the Bucs, they're going to have to be a great defensive team in order to win against Kansas City. But, yeah, I mean, if they don't stop Mahomes, they're done. I mean, they can try to play catch-up, but if they don't hold them to less than 30, they're going to be struggling. If if the Chiefs get to 35 or so in the third quarter, and even if the Bucks are at like 28, even if they're within striking distance, it's going to stretch out at some point.
For sure. All right, so back to the whole diabetes.
Yeah, I want to ask you about that because you're telling me the Pope walking down to the Vatican and, everything like that. They go, sorry, buddy. You are the leader of the entire Catholic Church. You got to lose 4 pounds. I mean, we know there's a lot of Italians that follow you and they're overweight, but you have to lose 4 pounds or else you're out. Like, are you kidding me?
I mean, no, I get it. It sounds ridiculous, but that's probably, I guess, the pressure that the Pope has. I don't know. I don't pay attention to the Pope, to be honest with you. I'm not Catholic, so I don't. I don't really pay a whole lot. Like, I don't know how the changing of that works. And all I know is it's like because I watch Dan Brown or listen to Dan Brown. It's like black smoke means something, red smoke means something, blue smoke, purple smoke, whatever. Hail Marys, I know all that stuff, but I don't really understand like why they would put him in that position. He has diabetes, which I would have to imagine 90% of everybody is getting the diabetes now because of our diets and how we handle ourselves and the stress and everything else that we put on our bodies. But I just can't imagine that it would be that serious that they would have to force him to lose 4 pounds.
I just find that so specific. I mean, weird. Like you don't need to worry about your blood pressure. You don't need to worry about your blood sugar. But my goodness, dude, you got to lose those 4 pounds.
See, and again, I don't understand any of it. So
I feel like that's so weird. Like, again, you are the Pope and who is the council that tells the Pope that he has to lose 4 pounds?
The Cardinals. Isn't there like
you're right. Yeah.
Isn't there like a secret Opus Dei or whatever? I don't know. I watched a lot of Dan Brown. I read a lot of his books. I have no idea how the Catholics. Something about Knights of Columbus. And then the Templar don't like each other, and they fight. And then you have the Cardinals.
I'm not too familiar, to be honest with you, because I'm not Catholic. But
You're not Catholic either?
But that's fascinating to me. Like the fact that it made news, like you would keep that inside. Like, okay, if you said to the president, you said, okay, President Biden, if you don't lose 5 pounds by next month, you're gonna get impeached. Like what? The Pope is in. Like the Pope is the leader of a religion, not just a country, and you say 4 pounds. That's so weird.
No, it is. Well, I mean, I guess 4 pounds is the make or break. His pancreas, I don't know, maybe that extra fat was on his pancreas. I have no idea.
Maybe that would
working. It would be like if Biden had no idea what he was doing or where he was at all times and lost like 4 pounds. You know what I mean? Like President Biden, I don't think we would put Trump or anybody. I don't think we would put those kind of stipulations. But remember a while back when Trump did have some type of medical issues that they were trying to get him out for that. They were trying to say that he was incompetent, that he wasn't, that his mental health wasn't there. So, I mean, I guess when you're put in that kind of public spotlight or you're in charge of anything, and I'll be honest with you, I have no idea what the Vatican is in charge of. Like, I have no idea what the Pope is in charge of just because I've never – he's not in charge of me, so I don't know what he does. And so for him to be in that situation where he's going to have to change his diet and all that stuff, I have no idea.
Yeah, that's just strange to me. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, does he go back to like, how they say there's a shadow government or something like that for the U.S.? Is there like a shadow Pope that's like, you must lose 4 pounds or else you're going to...
Yeah, the Black Pope. You got to start reading some Dan Brown books. Read Origin.
I literally have no idea. Like I'm very...
Dan Brown is the say all, do all. I know this. Like he knows everything. He does. He's got inside information. Like basically Angels and Demons and the Da Vinci Code, that was a documentary that he just made into a movie.
Really?
No. Nope. It's all fiction. But it was something I thought would be funny.
My brain hurts.
It's okay. You don't know who Dan Brown is?
No.
Do you read? Like
Some
books?
Yeah, but generally business books.
Get it on. Great, thanks. You need to get that on Audible. Peter Albert says, will you be racing this year, Matt?
I will not be. My team will be Live Fast Motorsports, but I will be racing to the porta potty a few times during the race, I'm sure. I'll be racing to the airport after the race to make sure we catch our plane. I'll be racing to make sure sponsors, but I will not be racing in the literal form unless there's a foot race. If there's a foot race, I will lose, but I'm in.
You would lose. I watched you run. It was horrible.
It's not pretty.
It's not. It's not. But the only thing is, like, I've watched you run, and it was hilarious. Like, it was absolutely hilarious. It was something that I felt needed to be on my TikTok. But take that out. You don't really have to run when you're driving 200 miles an hour in 500-degree heat and trying to survive. So I get it. So you don't really have to run. Lifting, conditioning, yeah, I get that. But watching what you do to prepare.
I don't know, because when I was racing, I had to run pretty much a 5K every day or do a Peloton bike ride for like 15 miles every day. So I'm not good at it, but I mean, obviously we were screwing around. So I'm literally still picking sand out of place in my phone. I couldn't, my do not disturb button over here on the iPhone, I couldn't get it to work yesterday, like the silence thing, because there's 2 grains of sand that wouldn't move. So it would beat the crap out of my phone to get it to work.
Maybe you could have used a toothpick instead of beating your phone?
It worked.
It did. Beating things is always a plus. It usually works. So let's get to know each other, shall we?
Yes.
If you want to. I mean, it's up to you.
I'm sorry, I'm holding back a comment, but you go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No. I'm good. It's gone. Too bad.
All right. So I got a couple questions for you. When did you decide you wanted to be in NASCAR? Like, I'm not talking about racing, but like, obviously people are like, I want to race. But when did you say, I'm going to hit the NASCAR level? I want to be in NASCAR. And then you achieved your goal. What was your thought process, and when did you decide that?
Yeah, I was 13 years old, and my dad and I were going all across the country racing late models, and I had done that up until I was 14. And all of a sudden, my mom's a businesswoman. She is very, planned out, very strategic with things. And she goes, all right, you two need to sit down and figure out what the heck you're doing, because I missed 150 days of high school between freshman year and senior year in public school. So she's like, hey, we're spending a lot of money, a lot of time traveling on the road, because I'd have to leave Thursday nights and come back on Monday, because it wasn't like the nice NASCAR team flights that come back on race day. And so we sat down and we made a plan, and it was literally from 2011 or 12 to 2018, 19, something like that. And it was every step of how to make it to the NASCAR Cup Series. And what was cool about it was we forgot about it for a while, but we planned out the sponsorship level needed, the success level needed, because I was a little bit behind, because a lot of drivers, they start when they're 5 or 6 years old, which is crazy.
How does that even happen?
Go-karts. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I started when I was, 12. So I was a little bit behind the 8 ball, but, still very young in most people's respect. But, you get it from baseball. If you started late in life or something, like you gotta level up quickly if you started later.
Sure.
And so we planned out from levels of success and funding and sponsorship needed and everything we needed to do to align to get there. And what was cool was, we looked back, I think it was in 2018 when I signed my Cup contract to go to Front Row Motorsports in 2019. We found that old PowerPoint and found that I had actually taken every step, and we hadn't looked at it in years, that I found every step was followed almost to a T, and made it 1 year quicker than I thought I would to the Cup Series. And of course, back then, it's just a pipe dream. Like, it's, you're planning on hoping it makes it like a business plan. But that was, from 13 years old to 23, I guess, over that 10-year span, was my plan to make it to NASCAR and eventually make it to the Cup Series. And one way or another, it worked.
Well, I mean, that's kind of impressive, right?
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool looking back on it, because, you put together something like that and you never expect it to work. It's always, when you build a business plan or whatever, you build in the best case scenario, and we beat the best case scenario, which, almost never happened. So that's pretty neat.
That is pretty awesome. All right, so basically you've known you want to be in NASCAR for over half of your life, and you made it. You did it. So what was that call like? I mean, I have to imagine that, like, again, this is something everybody gets to experience. So when you got the call, or is that how it works? Do you get a call? Did you get a call and said NASCAR said, hey, you're going to do this, or how did that work?
Are you talking about going to the Cup Series?
Yeah.
It was a lot longer than that. Actually, that was a very strange process, because I was in a spot where I was in the NASCAR Xfinity Series with Richard Childress Racing, and I was in the middle of the playoffs. We were doing really well. The second half of that season, we were one of the best cars that year. And from a competitor standpoint, I wanted to stay in the Xfinity Series, which would be like, the one step down from the Cup Series, because I knew if I came back one more year, I could win races and I could compete for a championship, like for real. I was in the championship hunt, but like we could be one of the favorites. And
right.
There was a decision made between that summer and the fall of Front Row was kind of opening an opportunity to go into the Cup Series. And from a business standpoint, just the ability to sell the sponsors on Sunday, the big game or the big race, that deal of it really made it to where I had to weigh out a lot of things of, did I want to stay in a place where I could compete and win? Or did I want to go ahead and make that jump and maybe I get an opportunity later on to do it, which unfortunately that never happened. But, it was interesting because I was talking with my agent and we went over so many scenarios. And what it came down to was in a place of longevity for me in the sport, the Cup Series was the best option. Of course, it was a dream come true. But there's so many logistical steps in the decision that it was one made with lots of, sleepless nights, lots of thought, lots of stress. And it was absolutely the best decision. And I regret nothing from it. And it was really cool because without that experience, I don't know that I'd be sitting here today as a Cup Series owner. But beyond that, with medical things that happen, I would never have gotten a shot to have tried it. So would I have loved to have gone and competed for championships and wins in Xfinity? Absolutely.
Sure.
Was it the right move though? Yes, it was.
Which is in itself interesting. You know what I mean? Like you get to see a whole nother side of you as you get to like, I don't know if there's ever going to be a documentary, but there should be, because you need to have, your story is super unique, just in general, you know what I mean? From NASCAR driver to, the personal issues that you had all the way up to now you're a team owner and you're busting ass trying to do what you have to do at 24. Like, it's pretty crazy, man. Like, it's a story in itself. That is a 30 for 30.
Yeah, we actually did in 2016, coming back from the brain tumor surgery when they told me I never race again. We actually had a production crew do a full documentary called Back to Track. So you can look it up. I think it's on NBC. So my old documentary, and then maybe we'll have to do something for the future for this deal after being diagnosed with epilepsy and coming back to be NASCAR's youngest current owner and things like that. So it's been a ride, that's for sure. It's kind of been like a movie, which I guess, Keith, I kind of want to talk to you about because, myself and Keith are on here. I know I have a lot of public attention, things going on, but I thought it'd be kind of cool from a different perspective because you've been a producer, you've been a radio host, you've been in marketing, you've done lots of stuff. You've owned a restaurant. Like, I guess, you own Cam Voice, which makes this podcast possible.
Right. I
guess from that standpoint, how did you get interested in this? How did you get to where we are today, where I'm, talking crap with you all the time on here? Like, I think it'd be kind of cool to explain a little bit of who you are, because we're going to be doing a lot of stuff of us together. And right. I wanted to kind of take today to show you a little bit of who we are and how we got here. And
So I was super into, I've always been into being behind the mic or in the camera. I love all production aspects of it. You get to meet a lot of people.
Because you never shut up.
And you're right. I don't ever shut up ever. I mean, I call you 50 times a day. But the thing is that I love being in this type of environment. I love constantly being, either in front of the camera, behind the mic, whatever. My producer, Tyler, also has done our producer has done many things with us. But he's more of the behind the camera type guy. And so he's really the ones that, like all I have to do is sit here and talk shit all day. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty much all I do. But I got into it because we started having fun with it. And we started seeing that I was able to bring, whether it be athletes or comedians or people in movies or whatever, to a different kind of light. Because everybody wants to do podcasts, but nobody wants to do web series. Everybody wants to sit back and try to make a podcast work. And there's 50 bazillion podcasts, but there's not many live shows that actually, with athletes or, and people like you who have stardom and people like Hillis who were, once who they were. And so I wanted to bring something different to the fans, something different to the people. And when I sat down and talked with you about it, I was like, you know what, we need to kind of bring you on board with the Hillis show And then we got this, we got this opportunity to do a movie together. And the first person I called was you. I said, hey, they need some people. Would you be interested? And you're like, hey, man, I just got into acting. I thought, you're like, what an odd coincidence. So I'm like, well, sweet, let's do it. Let's, this is what we're doing. This is how we're doing it. I can put you in contact with the producer. And so we did. And then you came down, and obviously the three of us, me, you, and Hillis, we basically owned that set. You know what I mean? Like, it was. And there was people who were way more active than we were in movies and stuff like that. But we don't think of it as work. You know what I mean? We think of it as a fun time, as something we like to, to do, we like to enjoy. So that's why I think we own the set. And then we all kind of became a close-knit group, me, you, and Hillis. And we started doing more projects together. And we started doing more and more things together. And through that, I've had a blast. Like, I thought, it's been fun. And I think I work very closely with you, to the point that we're using Life in the Fast Lane as a flagship program. This is what we're doing. This is what we put all of our focus on. And I have a team that does it, and you have a team that does it, and we married the two. And I think it really honestly became something that none of us really thought it would be. You know what I mean? You were trying to pump different things out and doing different things. And when we sat down and talked, that's when I was like, well, KM Voice, I've always wanted to produce podcasts and do podcasts and be in front of the camera and behind the microphone at the same time. And when I talked with you, you're like, you know what? I have a social media presence, but I don't think people understand who the real me is at this point. And so we just came up with these crazy ideas. 24/7 we came up with these crazy ideas. I mean, we would talk, and like I think I ended up texting you at like 2 o'clock in the morning last night, just because we were laughing about what we were doing and how we're going to keep going. So that's why I got into it, because of the fun of it. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't work to me. Like, I made a TikTok about, joking around and stuff like that, but this isn't work to us. At least it's not to me. 2 hours a day is nothing to sit behind a microphone and entertain people and let you interact with your fans and me just talk crap about how I think you're 12.
Thank you again for that remark. I'm looking forward to taking you out for your discount Denny's breakfast soon.
You know what? I'd appreciate that. I'm actually kind of hungry. I didn't eat anything today.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Probably because you're sitting at home doing nothing, showing up late to our show today, but whatever. It's fine.
I hate you.
I know you do.
I hate you. So yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I think the cool thing for me has been, when you're a driver, you're so swept up in competition meetings, making sure you're doing things right. The public pressure there's still public pressure in being an owner, but there's so much public pressure on doing things correctly when you're a driver.
Sure.
I think it's been cool for me to be able to show some personality. I am a shit talker on Twitter occasionally. That
no, not occasionally. You definitely are.
Yeah, but it's all in good fun. I never try to put people down. Like, I just try to have fun with people, and I think that's been a cool thing for me because through this podcast and stuff, the more people we get involved in this in the comments and following the show, the more we can show and kind of tailor what people want to see from us and myself. And I think that's kind of a cool deal. And one other aspect of that, like you touched on, is the acting part.
Right.
That is something that we both share in common, and that was something I never ever thought I was going to be doing. And I'm sitting in the middle of quarantine, and I'm bored. I got nothing to do. I'm not a team owner. I'm literally doing nothing. I got the Browns to the Super Bowl on Madden 19 like probably 12 or 13 times. Like, literally doing nothing. And well, that's an accomplishment, I guess. But anyways,
sure.
Yeah. And so there's an ad for a local agency here to do some tryouts, and I did a cold call thing with them, or a commercial read. And all of a sudden, I'm in this world of doing a boot camp. I got signed with an agency. I'm doing a boot camp with them, and I'm jumping, completely headfirst into this acting world and taking classes and doing all this improv stuff. And I think what's been fun between this and the acting world has been being a different side of myself that's always been there, but kind of got covered up a little bit while I was racing, because you're in the spotlight so much that doing other things just wasn't possible. The time wasn't there. I mean, now it's a little bit different because we're doing a lot more one-day shows on the NASCAR side, like one-day races. But usually you'd fly in Thursday and be there till Sunday night or Monday morning. So it'd be 4 days out of the week that you're doing stuff, and you come back from Monday to competition meetings. So it's really 5 days out of the week. So now having the time to do things, I think it's been fun for me to experiment with that side of what I like doing, what I don't like doing, and pushing my boundaries of my comfort zone. And when you came down here, this past week, I think, doing things like that, the videos we shot and what people see here soon is there's a totally different side to me that people don't know. It's really fun and goofy. And, at the same time, I am, running a NASCAR team, but there's also the part of me that's, I like to goof around, like to go have fun. I've had so many things happen in my life to where I have to find and tap into that fun side. Otherwise I'll lose it mentally, And, I think that's been a cool thing for us to bond over is the acting side and doing things in front of the camera.
Oh yeah.
And, I guess I kind of want to ask for you because you're starting to get some roles and do some things here. So why acting for you? Because you were in the Hunting movie as one of the leads in there. I was in a few scenes, but nothing like you. So why do the acting stuff for you? Because I actually don't know.
So, I like it just because I get to be a goof. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get to basically you're memorizing lines. And this is something I said before, too, how just like I was talking about NASCAR, how, when you don't understand something, it's easy to make fun of it, or it's easy to have a different type of a perspective. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I remember after, I don't know, probably the fourth day, I'm sitting here going, holy crap, I have much more respect for actors now, because not only do you have to memorize the lines, but you're getting yelled at. People are constantly watching you. You know what I mean? And you're mic'd up 24/7. It's insane. It's crazy, because then you got to worry about, the lighting, and days are never the same. Like, they're never you want to talk about like a 9 to 5 being, mundane or whatever. When you're acting or you're doing stuff like this and you're constantly moving, there's no mundane. There's no downtime. It's just, even if you're not in the scene, you're still there. You're still doing things. Even if you don't have anything to do. And you kind of got a picture of that. You kind of got to see what that was all about. You were, you were shivering, almost dead at one point in time. But at the same time, like, after everything happened, it was fun. You know what I mean? Like, you still got to have fun. And I think that's the main thing, is like, I'm done trying to, I don't like working for somebody. I think it sucks. But when you're doing stuff like this, you're out there, you're putting yourself out there, and you're putting yourself in positions, at least I was, where you weren't totally comfortable with. Do you know what I mean? So you go out of your comfort zone. You basically force yourself to have fun, but then it's no longer forcing. You know what I mean? And that's like when you got on set, and when Peyton was on set, and me and Mark and Tyler and everybody was on set, and we just had fun. There was a big difference between, I'm forcing myself to do this, and I just want to do this for the rest of my life now. And I think that's where we're at. It's crazy to think about, but 9 months ago, this was a totally different life I lived up to now. Do you know what I mean? And it just keeps growing and getting bigger and bigger. And that has a lot to do with you, Peyton, Mark, Tyler, everybody that's involved, Ryan, everybody that's involved. We push it to another level, and we keep pushing each other to do better. And I think that's what it's all about.
Yeah, there's a cool quote that I was thinking of and looking up here to see who's from. It's from Neil Donald Walsh. And I've heard this before, but, being in NASCAR and doing the things I've done there, but then obviously fighting the medical issues I've had, but then going into different industries like this and the acting stuff, which I barely scratched the surface of in there, but will pick up something more in there. But I really like this quote. And what you mentioned there of, want to get bored with things. The quote is, life begins at the end of your comfort zone.
Sure.
And I think that's so true, because if you do the same thing every day, life gets boring. You run out of things to talk about and do. And so many people have dreams, and so many people have things they want to do. And I guess there's a lot of ways for me, when they talk about what's it like to be a NASCAR driver, what's it like to do this, and this.
Sure.
And I think a lot of people have dreams, but they let their fears get in the way of that. And I've gone through some stuff that has sucked. And it has been so hard to overcome that. But at the same time, I knew that I wanted to live. And by wanting to live, I don't mean just like breathing. I mean, I wanted to experience life and do things that are so different. And, I never wanted to be the person that was in a 9 to 5 cubicle, which, great if you're doing it, but you got to find something that pushes you, whether it's rock climbing, whether it's mountain bike, I don't know what it is. It could be computer programming. It could be streaming on Twitch, playing Fortnite. I don't know. But something that you find a passion. I think that's so important because it brings such a bigger element into your life. And, I applaud my wife she stepped out of her element of, she worked in retail for a long time and she opened up a boutique store called Reese Boutique here in Charlotte that's online and took on opening a store in the middle of the pandemic and is down here now. So I think that message and that quote of life begins at the end of your comfort zone, I think it's something that I need to remind myself more of and do more of that. But at the same time, I've been able to do some of that. And like I said, yesterday, starting the motor up, taking this chance on a huge deal, huge undertaking of this race team. That was one of the most satisfactory moments of my life was hearing that motor start up again. I've heard motors start up a million times, but that particular moment was incredible to me.
Which makes sense. I mean, honestly. All right, so we got somebody, Peter, let's go with Todd first. Todd says, what is the difference between front row engines and engines Penske has?
I apologize if there's some dogs barking in the background.
There's some dogs barking in the background.
I don't know if they hear another dog, but they are definitely liking something outside. But so basically, Roush Yates works with the teams, and there's different components and budgets and things that you have going on from every aspect you do in racing. But as we know, Penske Racing is one of the dominant powerhouses in NASCAR. So it just goes into budget. And really, it's just from the engine side. There's Roush Yates engines put up great power. I mean, they're a huge partner of ours. And so sometimes it doesn't even come down to the motor. Sometimes it's the time in the wind tunnel. Sometimes it's the time in research and development. So I wouldn't always point to the motor because Roush Yates engine builds great motors for all the Ford teams. I think a lot of it that you see shown up as speed can be, downforce or less drag, whatever it is, that is time spent in the wind tunnel. That unfortunately, smaller teams, we just don't have as much, as much sponsorship money or revenue to be able to go spend it in the wind tunnel to get our cars better.
Sure. Wow. That's in depth. Peter Albert says, will the pit crew be reduced this year with the next Gen 1 lug nut cars?
So for 2021, the pickers will remain the same. We are still waiting to see for 22 exactly what it's going to look like. So we are going down to, instead of 5 lug nuts on there, is what they normally hit, all 5 lug nuts. It'll be a single lug nut, much like sports cars or F1 IndyCar. So it'll be a much more seamless system from that point. Also better for safety because the one lug holds it and secures easier and faster.
Right.
But I don't know exactly what it's going to look like yet. We're still figuring out some things on that car. We work with Stewart-Haas Racing, and we have a pit crew from them. So I imagine over the summer months and as we get to the fall with more testing, we'll have a better idea of what that looks like, but I don't have the answer for that right now.
No answer. Matt without an answer. That's odd.
Very strange. I have no idea, as usual.
It is very strange. That's scary a little bit. So we're getting a lot of chat room interaction going, guys. Make sure you go to the Patreon, check us out, subscribe, and make sure you follow at Keith Meiger 1 and at Matt_Tift. We got a lot of stuff going on, especially on social media. I made an Instagram, so that's cool.
Oh, that's right. You did. Yeah. So this dude comes down. He's looking at Twitter and Facebook and all this stuff. He just makes a TikTok and he's like, I don't understand how Instagram works. I'm like, dude, it's a picture book. It's literally a picture book. It takes, like, for me, it's perfect because it is no brain power. You look at pretty pictures and you keep on going by them. Like, it's all it is. So it is literally the perfect app for you, Keith. It's perfect for me. It's perfect for you. There's no thoughts. You look at cool pictures. You post pictures. Maybe not so cool. Maybe kind of cool. It's literally a picture book.
I hate you. Listen, man, I'm not like super involved in social media. I handle the podcast. Like, I'll produce anything, but I don't like. I stayed on Facebook for as long as I humanly possibly could. If I could still go back to MySpace, I think I would.
Wait, hang on. You said you did. You still do. You post lyrics every night.
That's right.
Every night
I do.
about your mood for the day.
About my what?
Your mood for the day.
See, because if I'm in a bad mood, people know not to talk to me. But if I'm in a good mood, then I'm okay.
Do you think people care?
I don't, actually. I don't think anybody cares about it. That's the problem we live in, though. I don't think anybody cares about the picture book either. I don't think anybody cares about TikTok or Twitter. I think it's a time filler.
I agree. But you know what, though? I make that comment. But you actually get a lot of replies on there that I really don't understand why. So I guess people do care about you, Keith.
What the hell? Yeah, the only thing is you always reply with, I think I'm interested in doing a podcast.
Well, because there's for a while, Keith is promoting KM Voice,
right.
Is trying to get interesting podcasts out there. So he's going, would anybody like to start a podcast? Please message me and let me know. So every time I'm going, I would like to start a podcast. Even after I have this one, I would like to start a podcast. And then he starts posting these, Eminem, just crappy Eminem lyrics on there.
Whoa, let's back that up a little bit. Crappy Eminem lyrics?
Yeah.
You're not an Eminem fan?
I like Eminem, but I mean,
why am I posting crappy lyrics?
Because the new album isn't that great.
Which one? Side B? Side B is great. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, let's listen to Rickroll. You want to do that? We'll listen to that kind of crap.
We're still making a music video later.
Yeah, we have to. That is mandatory.
We are actually doing that. I promised I would, and we will. So yeah, I just basically troll Keith now with every post because he asked who wants to make a podcast so many times, and now every post he makes, I just make sure I let him know that, hey, I'm interested in the podcast.
It makes me so happy inside. Makes me feel good that that's how my friends react. The only thing is you do post that, and then you'll be like, hey, are you okay? So I have to. So I, at least I know you care about me. You just don't do it publicly.
No, it's all private. I do care about you, but just not publicly.
I hate you. All right, man. When we come back, we'll talk. What do you want to talk about? What is the main stuff? Because we got a lot of pop culture stuff to talk about, current events. Basically, go off the cuff and kind of see, because we got a lot of fan interaction going, which is exactly what we want to. The chat room's popping. We're getting a lot of comments. I think we're on YouTube now, right?
Are we, Tyler? Are we?
I think so. Tyler says yes. And
okay, we're on the tube.
Suco Cafe says he's making something for the Super Bowl. I just don't know what that. Oh, he's making tacos.
Ooh,
that's what we should talk about. What is our favorite Super Bowl food? When we come back, we'll jump into, because you got to remember, I'm on diabetes. You do keto and a lot of other stuff. We should talk about that.
I like that idea. Okay, you guys in the comments while we're gone, you post your favorite Super Bowl food, or what's your tailgating ritual, your party, whatever you got going on for the Super Bowl. Let us know. And and then also if you have any topics you want us to talk about or questions, put them in there. We got a few things we want to talk about, but let's talk Super Bowl recipes. I like that idea.
Super Bowl.
We're
talking Super Bowl recipes because I got some good ones.
Okay, let's do it. I like it.
All right, guys, we'll be right back. Thanks for tuning in. Check out Patreon. Don't go anywhere.
I was going to say, maybe we should talk about the halftime
Hold
show.
on, Tyler. I guess Tyler thought his name was Matt for a minute. All right, welcome back to Life in the Fast Lane with myself and Matt Tift. All right, so we got a lot to talk about because of the Super Bowl, but we got some fan interaction, and that's awesome. We got questions coming in there and things like that. Favorite Super Bowl food? What is your favorite Super Bowl food? Before we get into what we're going to eat, what is your favorite?
Can I give a meal, like my selection?
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to have to go pre-keto because I'm on keto now and I have to be for my stuff. But
Sure.
If I was going to pick my absolute favorite, it'd be a burger with some Bush's baked beans, not sponsored, but just love them. Some cheddar and sour cream, Lay's baked potato chips, and big old brownie and cookie. That sounds good to me. But if we're going appetizers, I want some buffalo chicken dip, some queso, and guacamole. Yeah.
Ew, you like guacamole?
Heck yeah.
I'm not a guacamole fan, man.
Shocker.
All right, so here's mine. So I'm like huge into calamari. Like I have to have calamari with like every meal just because I love it. Like calamari is the way to go.
You had it at the Cheesecake Factory. I forgot about that.
I did, but I have it everywhere I go. Like if a restaurant doesn't have calamari, it's real hard for me to want to eat there. Like if I'm getting something fast or something like fast food, it's fine, or pizza or whatever. But like calamari is just where it's at. I don't know. Like I've been a calamari fan my whole life. I'm Italian. It's what my grandma makes for Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, birthdays, Tuesdays, everything. You know what I mean? It's kind of what we do. But my favorite Super Bowl food probably has got to be buffalo chicken dip.
Yep, I'm right there with you.
Like,
Yeah,
I love buffalo chicken dip appetizer wise, but like your normal chips, your Doritos not a sponsor, your Diet Coke not a sponsor, your things like that. Fritos not a sponsor. I do like 7-Up, not a sponsor. I like all of these things. It's just like so. But when you get into like, what do I want to eat during the Super Bowl? I want to eat nothing but greasy food. Right?
Yes.
I mean, doesn't that make sense? Like you want greasy food. I hate people that put out like vegetable plates, and they're like, oh. Why don't you have some cauliflower with ranch dressing? If I wanted cauliflower with ranch dressing, I would go and buy a salad somewhere. It's the Super Bowl. I want to be ashamed of myself afterwards.
Absolutely. You should feel motivated on post Super Bowl Monday to go work out. That should be the effect of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea right there. But that's right. I want to get sick. I want to be able to be like, oh my God, I ate way.
You don't want to get sick?
I do, and I got diabetes too. So like, I gotta watch what I eat. So like during like, if I know I'm going to a Super Bowl party, or I know I'm going somewhere, or like if I host a Super Bowl party or whatever, I try not to eat that day. Like I try to let my sugar go down to like 70, like a normal person's sugar, and then I just eat like brownies and cookies and like greasy pizza, like taco, nachos, all that stuff, and cheese. Like you almost have to. You know what I mean? Like you have to do those kind of things.
It's a rite of passage.
It is a rite of passage because when you're sitting there, and the Browns are, haven't been in the Super Bowl, so I'm depressed about that. So I guess I depress eat. I guess that's the thing. I'm maybe on the Super Bowl. Like
Absolutely.
I want something. I want to be ashamed of myself since I'm ashamed usually that the Browns suck. This year they don't. This year they didn't. But usually you're ashamed of it. You know what I'm saying? Like usually like damn. So you depress eat. I depress eat. I don't know.
I don't know if I've ever equated that to why I eat so much for the Super Bowl. I think I just do it because I like to spiral myself and eat way too much and feel bad about it later.
But the thing is, like, I don't ever really see you eat. Like when we were down in North Carolina, I don't really like. You didn't really like smash. You know what I mean? Like you didn't really eat a lot.
I ate an entire pizza. Right before that, I had a pound of barbecue.
You didn't eat an entire pizza. I watched what you ate.
I got extra cheese and extra pepperoni on that and scraped it all off and ate it. I just can't eat the bread.
I mean, yeah, but that doesn't count as eating like a whole pizza. I could do that.
Fine. I ate a wheel of cheese.
You did eat a wheel of cheese. That's real. That was a real thing. We had, speaking of which, like when we're, I guess, what about barbecue? I mean, like we live in Ohio. Well, I live in Ohio, so it's different. You can't really go outside and barbecue. But we're talking about like tailgating and stuff like that. But I think you almost have to have some type of grilled or barbecued or smoked meat, right? Like brisket or something like that, or something, pork shoulder. You got to have something because it almost doesn't make sense. So you're freezing your ass off trying to do this in winter, but it's Ohio. That's a rite of passage. You have to have some kind of thick, good meat.
No, I agree with you. Even here, I mean, it snowed here last night in Charlotte, actually.
I saw your video. We got out of
Yeah.
there. We got out of there just in time.
Did well. Problem is down here, like everybody wrecks. Just it's not because it's not snow. It's just like that first sleet, nasty ice, slush, whatever it is. Like it's not pretty snow like you guys had this weekend. Like it just sucks.
What the hell's pretty snow? Why does everybody keep saying Ohio has pretty snow?
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I live here. It's not pretty. What the hell does pretty snow mean? It sucks. 9 times out of 10, it takes us what $500, $600 to hire someone to get us out of our front doors. We don't have pretty snow, Matt. You've lived here too. It's not pretty.
Why can't you shovel?
What do you mean? I don't want to shovel. I'm lazy.
So there you go. You wouldn't have to pay if you weren't lazy.
Well, how am I supposed to if I have to pay for someone to get out of my house, how the hell am I supposed to shovel it if I can't get out?
You open your garage door and you shovel. It hasn't been that bad since like, I don't know, the 80s or 90s. My mom told me when they had like a 6-foot snowdrift. You don't have a 6-foot snowdrift.
Not yet. It's
right.
Still a drift. And by drift, I mean like if there's 2 or 3 inches, I'm stuck. I can't get out. Too much ice. But really, that is a thing. Like everybody says Ohio has pretty snow, and it makes me mad.
Well, then move and see where else they have snow.
I remember we were talking about moving to North Carolina right next to you.
Please don't.
All right. I guess I'll just stay with the snow. Ryan Wingard says, and it's 5 degrees outside. So like, yeah, I don't think Ohio doesn't have a nice winter. So I really wish people would stop saying that.
Absolutely. No, it's horrible. I like coming up for Christmas because you get the off chance 1 or 2 days, you get snow. Everybody's excited to go home. But I hate January and February up there because in Charlotte here, it's 40 to 50. That's nice. You can go outside, do stuff still, go on a walk. I mean, you said you're down here in a T-shirt and practically like a wife beater and shorts, and I'm all up in a coat down here. And you're like, oh, my gosh, it's so warm. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? It's cold.
Yeah, I know. You're like, oh, my God, it's so cold outside. You got to be careful. Dress warm. I'm like, dude, Tyler ends up taking his shirt off. Or not his shirt, dear God, we don't want to see that. But ends up taking his jacket off. And we're sitting there walking. And like, even the beach was warm. The only time it got kind of cold was when we were on the boat.
Yeah. Well, you wanted to go on the boat. So.
But see, no, I didn't want to go on the boat. I hate boats, actually. But I wanted to be a good friend and a good producer and make cool videos. And then you shoved me in the bottom of a hole. I don't even know what it was, like a seat. I was in a seat.
Yeah, that was funny.
I'm glad you got a kick out of it.
Yeah, we all did, just not you.
All right.
Yeah, if you want to see the video, go look on TikTok. It's awesome.
All right. So thanks. So back to food. Are you a vegetable platter kind of guy?
No.
Like not at all. Like any like like you know when you invite someone over. Well, here's the thing though. Like you know when you invite someone over for a Super Bowl party, and they bring the vegetable platter. How does that make you feel inside? Because I feel like that should be like a get out. Like if you're gonna insult me with vegetables on a Super Bowl day, and it's always a platter, and they try to make it nice, you know, like because nobody eats celery anymore. Nobody wants the carrots. The cauliflower's okay, broccoli's okay, but like I would much rather have like a taco platter, a meat platter, seafood platter, shrimp, something. Don't insult me with your little trees.
I think a Walmart charcuterie board trumps the nicest vegetable platter any day of the week.
Well, yeah, exactly. And then what about the people who bring like, and God bless their souls, you know what I mean? Like bless their little hearts. But when you have like, and you know you're like, I'm a protein eater, so like I just want meat all the time. I don't care, seasoned meat, cheesy meat, whatever. I just want meat. I want the protein, the steaks, all of that. Mm-hmm. So when you have the people who come over and they bring like bread. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we could dip this in there. Like, unless I'm dipping that bread in fondue and it's going to be so cheesy that I forget it's bread, I don't want that on Super Bowl Sunday. I want nasty, grease. I want to feel. I'm ashamed. I want to feel like a 10-cent hooker.
You know. You know what's actually an underrated Super Bowl food that people should bring for a party? Again, not sponsored. The reason I keep on saying that is because we do need sponsors for this show, and we are actively looking for sponsors. So if you would like to or know somebody who may like to sponsor this show, please let us know. We'd love to get in contact with you. But an underrated snack or food for the Super Bowl, again, not sponsored, Totino's Pizza Rolls.
You think pizza rolls is an under? I could see that, I guess.
It's a second half one when you're playing the bingo game of the numbers and stuff. Your uncle's drunk in the corner, and you're embarrassed of him. You're like, crap, I just gonna eat something. You start scarfing down pizza rolls. It's a good one to have.
I didn't realize you were at my last Super Bowl party.
Well, I'm always looking for opportunities, Keith.
Oh, right? Throw a jab in. Like, I don't know if I would consider pizza. I guess, yeah. I guess if you're, second half. But I wouldn't want to fill up because pizza rolls are filling. You know what I
No,
mean?
it's like a side dish, or everything is gone and you have the desserts, but you still kind of want something dish. Like that's when you bring them out.
And that's another good point. What is a good dessert? Like a good dessert to bring? I got the hiccups now because I pound 6 Red Bull because I had to get here.
Homemade brownies can never beat it.
Homemade brownies?
Mhm.
What about like cake?
I do not
ice
like
cream.
ice cream. Yes.
You don't like cake?
No, never have. Ice cream cake I like, but otherwise I don't like cake.
I do
Never
like
had.
ice cream. Dairy Queen's ice, not yet a sponsor. Dairy Queen's ice cream cake, amazing. I
Cold
love
Stone,
it.
not a sponsored cake, really good too.
But we, but we need to talk about why you don't like cake. What about cake don't you like? That's like an American. Are you what happened to you as a child?
There's one. No. It doesn't do anything for me.
The hell you mean it doesn't do anything for you? It's food. It's cake. What'd you have on your birthday? Pie?
No, they give cake on there, but I'd always just ask for mint chocolate chip ice cream to have with it. Like I would mix chocolate cake with mint chocolate chip ice cream, but I never wanted just cake.
Why chocolate cake? I'm not necessarily a chocolate cake fan. I'm more of a I like the vanilla's cake.
Shocker, Keith Vanilla.
No, I think that was a jab at me.
It sure was. I don't know. Our wedding cake was really good, but that's like the first cake I've had that was actually good since like ice cream cake.
So since ice cream cake. So I mean, I don't know if cake is necessarily a Super Bowl food, but like desserts and stuff that we have, like the cookies. I still think I don't know. Brownies are too mundane. Brownies is an everyday type of thing. Like people cook brownies because it's a Thursday.
Yeah.
Like you can't, like you gotta. I guess unless you spice it up a little bit and like those stupid actually TikToks that have like they mesh in like Reese Pieces and M&Ms and gummy worms and all this other stuff.
I like the Ghirardelli ones with the chocolate chips in them. That's what I like.
See, I'm okay with that, but like I want to have. I don't know. I want to have something. Again, I want to feel ashamed if I'm going to eat something because my diabetes is going to kick in. I want to be ashamed. Like I want a whole ass birthday cake. Like I want. Yeah. Flat out, I want it to say, "Welcome to the Super Bowl, Migra household," and then I want to eat half of it, and then I want to get sick and be ashamed of myself.
See, I guess my advice for sweets is always cookies, brownies, and ice cream. That's for me. That's it.
I mean, I guess I don't know.
All right, let's talk about the halftime show because people watch the Super Bowl for the commercials, but a lot of people tune in for the halftime show. A lot of people come for the first half commercials, then the halftime show, then they leave and make the other people clean up. So this year, I'm actually excited about the halftime show. The last few years have been pretty crappy, actually. Well, I guess I'm excited for this year because The Weeknd is doing it. I actually like The Weeknd. They're good indie, rap, like rock mix of everything. So I'm excited for them because I actually like their music.
They did a song with Eminem.
Did they? Which one was it?
The Weeknd. I can't remember. I'd have to look at it. I have it downloaded. It's a good song.
But anyways, I'm excited for them for the halftime show. I think normally I'm like Coldplay. I like Coldplay, but God, their Super Bowl show sucked.
What? I mean, I'm not a Coldplay fan. I guess I don't know.
It just was
never really have been. I don't know what the song was. It was a good song though.
I feel like they should bring out Nickelback to do a halftime show just to piss.
Why
people
does everybody hate Nickelback?
I don't know.
What did Nickelback ever do to anybody?
I think it just became a popular thing because honestly, I really like Nickelback.
I'm not. Yeah, we actually agree with this. Like, I was a Nickelback fan, but everybody says they're awful. I don't think so. Like, Photograph, that hit you in the feels, man.
Yeah, Rockstar, awesome song.
Oh yeah, Rockstar, fantastic song. I wouldn't mind seeing a Nickelback halftime. What's your ideal halftime show? And do not say Rick Rolled.
No. All right. It's got to come out with Bohemian Rhapsody. Start off strong with actually Freddie. You said ideal. So Freddie Mercury is in Queen. Then actually no, I'm sorry. Take that back. Starts with Motley Crue. We got Kickstart My Heart. They're kicking it off. Then we go into SpongeBob, the Bubble Bowl. They come out and perform that exact one from the show, but somehow in real life, I don't know how they do it.
What the hell? And SpongeBob.
You said ideal.
You're right. I did.
Then I would like I definitely want some Motley Crue in there.
Baby Shark.
Yes, no Baby Shark. or Shark from Katy Perry. That neither of those. I'd like to see Eminem come out and do "Lose Yourself." That'd be pretty cool.
Oh, throwing some Eminem in there.
Yep, and then just to piss people off, Nickelback.
Yep, bring Nickelback in.
Actually, I'd like to see Def Leppard in there too because they put on a great show.
Oh, I like it. All right, so my ideal would be like Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Ooh.
A little bit of Frank Sinatra.
Okay.
Headed up with some like, I don't know, Ozzy Osbourne.
Mm-hmm.
Throw in a little bit of Marilyn Manson.
Yep.
And then finish it off with the soothing sounds of Barry Manilow. I think it would be nice.
Why?
Do you tell me you wouldn't like get amped up if you saw Barry Manilow?
No, I want
stage?
Thunderstruck, not whatever he sings.
Thunder? No, you need like calming. We all need it to be calm. That way, when it'll make the Super Bowl that much better. All right, clearly
you make
you
it
don't
as
like
boring
my
as
music selection.
possible. That way, the action is more exciting. Is that right?
Clearly, you don't like my music selection. But that's okay. You don't have to like it.
I didn't say I didn't like it. I just thought it was weird.
No, I want to see. I want to see Nelly back in there. I want to see. I would honestly. I think you're right. I wouldn't mind seeing Nickelback in there. I think it would be pretty awesome. And then like, I don't know. It sucks because this is ideal. So I would want to see Michael Jackson. I want to see him perform out there. And then, I mean, I don't know. I think that would probably be it. Like maybe some Katy Perry.
Jimmy Buffett, one song, come out in Margaritaville, get out the field.
I could see it. I could see that. Jimmy Buffett going out there.
Yeah,
the only
Jimmy
song
Buffett,
he's ever been
Beach
known for.
Boys, get off the field, one song each, get out of there.
Right. I agree. I agree. I think that would be absolutely.
You have 30
fantastic.
seconds. Impress everybody. Get out of here.
You have 30 seconds and go. That's funny. So what are you doing for the Super Bowl? How do you prepare for the Super Bowl?
Well, getting ready to eat a lot. That's one.
Be ashamed.
Make sure to prepare. Make sure I have Pepto ready. Gotta have it. Heartburn, gotta be ready. Again, not a sponsor.
That's right.
And then we're going to Jordan and my wife are going to her mom and their friend's house to watch it there. So they have an upstairs bonus room with a projector. And we'll hang out there and do it.
I like it.
What about you?
I'm sorry, what was that?
What about you?
I mean, I don't know. I don't really prepare for it because I know I'm going to eat. Like, I know I'm going to eat a lot. I know I'm going to get sick. I know I'm going to hang out with people. But I don't know. I just don't want to I don't tailgate. I never did. Like, when I go to the Browns game and stuff like that, like, and I don't like people. Like, I don't like a lot of people in one area because I like to be, it's confined. Then and I have kids. None of them like sports except for my oldest twin, Xavier. So it's just, I don't know. I always want to be a part of a giant Super Bowl party. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how you want to do things, but you never really do. Like, yep. I think that would be a great idea. Like, I think it would be awesome, to be like, I don't know, part of like this big shindig that like goes on like downtown Cleveland or whatever. Cool. And if the Browns ever make it, of course, that's what I would do, 100%.
Oh, for sure.
But I just can't I don't know, I can't get into a lot of people in a lot of areas, especially if it's not my team I care about.
Well, the other part I hate too is like we're going to a small deal. The thing I hate too about big things is you'll be watching the game. Like if I'm going to watch a Super Bowl, I want to watch the Super Bowl. I hate when you go to watch parties and they're playing rap and they got real loud music of whatever. And it's like, I'm here to watch the game. And then they're playing all this stuff. They got everything else going on. Like it's not a watch party. You're a partying party. I'm the only one here that wants to watch what's actually going on.
You're not wrong. And I'm just not into it. I don't know. Sounds weird, I guess, but like it's the same thing with like the World Series. Like that is my, that's my big thing. So like when I watch the World Series, I don't want to be around 90,000 people. 90% of them don't even know what's going on. You know what I mean?
Right.
They don't really care. Same thing with the Super Bowl. 90% of people that go to these Super Bowl parties go there to get trashed. That's what they do. They go there to get drunk as hell. And nobody cares about the actual thing that's on there. I guess that's my problem. Is like if I'm going to watch baseball or I'm going to watch the finals or I'm going to watch whatever, I want to watch it. I want to sit down and I want to get mad and I want to be around people who want to be mad with me.
Right. I'm a sports fan, so I want to watch the people that are engaged with it. And so frustrating because you'll have people that are like, come take a picture, like come downstairs and talk to this person. Like, no, it's the third quarter and such is on a drive. It's an interception just happened. I want to see what happens. No, come downstairs. No, my butt is in my seat. I'm watching the game.
You're not wrong.
Well, in the Browns games too, I watch them by myself at home because I can yell at my TV and not get judged by anybody but my dogs.
Your dogs, I bet, judge you a lot, don't they?
I'm sure they do, but I mean, it's a dog pound, so they help.
Wow, good spin.
Personal dog pound.
Good spin on that. I like it. But I still think they judge you way more than you want them to.
Of course.
I could be wrong, but I'm probably not.
No, you're not wrong.
Nope, you're not wrong. So we're getting ready to wrap up the show for the special edition of Life in the Fast Lane with Matt Tifft and myself. I thought it was a good we had to, again, because you're so freaking busy. And it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's not like you're just like, oh, I don't want to do it, or I got, I'm going hunting, or, I'm going through this, or I can't pick up the phone. Or I can't pick up the phone.
Jab, cross.
So, I mean, it's a good thing that you're busy and you're actively doing things, and you're going to be posting a lot, and we're going to be growing the show, doing a bunch of different things, kind of marrying everything in. But you're going to have to get Patreon to see a lot of it. And to see a lot of it that we're going to be doing, so make sure you check out Patreon, LITFL on there, not in OnlyFans. And make sure you follow Matt on Twitter at Matt_Tifft because he posts a lot of stuff on there. Make sure you follow him on TikTok because he does a lot of cool TikTok things.
Well, I started yesterday, so we're putting cool stuff on.
We're getting there. We're getting ready.
So the other part too is obviously we're filming today, but this is re-airing on Tuesday on a normal 7 to 9 o'clock slot. So make sure you share and tell people about the show. Again, we're trying to grow it. Next week, another special edition going into the Daytona 500, our first ever race for Live Fast Motorsports. So a lot of cool things over these next few shows. We're going to start bringing guests. We have a lot of things happening. So again, please share it. Please subscribe to the things on the podcast channels for streaming with iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes Podcast, Anchor FM, wherever you get your podcast app. Thank you. Make sure you go and find us there. Please leave us a review and comment, but also make sure you follow our pages and please comment what you'd like to see. We are always trying to keep up with current trends, but we also want to, talk about what you guys want to talk about.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Make sure you follow me at KeithMeiger1 on Twitter. Follow me. I've got a TikTok now too, so that's kind of cool. I have an Instagram. What is it called? Instagram.
Off with the gram.
Instagram, the picture book is how Matt had to explain it to me, so I felt really, really bad about that. But I have one of those, so make sure you check it out. Share it, pass it around, join the Patreon. That's what we really want everybody to do, so that way we can start pumping out special stuff that, like behind-the-scenes stuff. Again, 1% of these people don't get a chance to see this stuff, so you probably want to take a look at it. Right? I mean, that would make sense. But this has been aired on a Sunday, on Super Bowl Sunday. Quick little one, and we consider it like a tailgate party. That's what I considered it as, like a little thing. So we will be back, not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. We'll figure something out for that. So I don't know. I look forward to everything, and I think we'll have a lot of fun. Anything else you want to say? Final words? Final thoughts?
Well, since this is back on Tuesday, congrats to the Bucs / Chiefs for winning the Super Bowl. Go Mahomes / Brady, and congrats.
That was perfect. All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Life in the Fast Lane with Matt Tifft and Keith Meigra. Check us out. Share the page a lot. We'll be doing giveaways and stuff like that. Congratulations to Kansas City for winning by 7. We'll talk to you later.
Slash the Bucs and go NFL.